my shorts.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Dave Lee Down Under podcast. I'm of course your host, Dave Lee.
And I'm not.
He's not. This is episode number 56.
5 and 6. Was she worth it? 56. Don't ask. I don't know. Don't ask.
What the hell is that
I have no idea. I'm just trying to find out what the origin of it was. And
I told you where to go, Wikipedia.
yeah.
Gives you an entire table. It gives you the call, and then right next to it gives you the origin of it as well. That's what you got to do.
All right, let's have a look.
All right, well, he does that. The podcast goes out. You can join us every Monday. Podcast goes out on all the major podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible. It's available on YouTube as well. Of course, we're no longer filming it, but the audio is over there on got a little static image. Lost a couple of subscribers since last week, since we've moved.
Well, no one wants to look at a static image of you and me.
No, it's not of us.
Oh,
it's
just of you.
It's just it's just graphic. It's just like text on the screen. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, maybe you put a photo of me up, and maybe people will come back.
Maybe. Of course, that goes out. The video version goes out 2 days early to Patreon supporters. So if you want to watch that, you can head.
Must be pretty fucking bored if you're sitting watching that.
You go over to patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under. It's just a way to get it out there for the patrons early. Whatever. I can probably put that audio version up. But anyway, I know some people prefer to consume on YouTube, so it's still going up there.
Yep,
okay.
Fair enough.
They're on a second channel as well, so you can head over to that Dave Lee Down Under podcast channel and hit subscribe if you can, because we lost a couple, so let's get them back up.
Get them back up.
Yeah, you can of course find me on YouTube. The regular channel is Dave Lee Down Under. Over on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, links in the description of your podcast. If you want to write into the show, you can shoot an email to daveleypod@gmail.com. Every episode, we like a little bit of interaction, and towards the end of the show, we take questions and emails from our subscribers that have been sent in to that email. So send along. I'm no longer doing like the weekly shout out for questions. So if you want to take part in the show,
They just became all the same.
Yeah, if you want to send it, and they were people who were not podcast listeners; they were just YouTube people asking me to do Cartoon Evolutions. Even though I would say every time I'd be like, "Please, no Cartoon Evolution requests. It's not the place for it. I won't address it on the show. I don't talk about it on the show," and they flooded anyway. So send an email to daveleypod@gmail.com if you've got anything to say to us, and we will read it on the show. If you're listening on the podcast platforms, please leave a review and a rating.
Only good ones.
Because they're the ones that help.
Piss off for the bad ones.
All right, so what's the origin of our bingo call?
I can't find it.
You mean you can't find
I
it?
can't find the origin of it.
I bet I'll pull it up straight away.
No, you probably will too. You know, it's old people.
Let's go to Wikipedia. We're going to go...
It's old people are useless, mate.
Yeah. We're going to go to bingo calls on Wikipedia. Here we go. List of British bingo nickname. What is it? Number 56?
56.
Number 56. Was she worth it? This refers to the pre-decimal price of a marriage license in Britain, 5 and 6D.
Oh, there you go.
The players shout back, every penny.
Oh.
Right, so you're supposed to say...
Yeah, good luck with that.
You're supposed to say, was she worth it? And then...
Every penny.
There you go. There's also an additional version, which is Scottish version, is Shots Bus.
Yeah, I read that one, but that didn't refer to that call that I made out.
Yeah, number 56.
Something to a bus route in...
Yeah, refers to a former number of the bus from Glasgow to Shots.
Mm.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Riveting stuff.
Couple of them.
We could do a spin-off show, which is bingo calls. Each episode is like the origin of a bingo call.
There you go.
Don't steal that idea, guys. It's mine. I've got a trademark.
Trademark and copywritten.
I reckon something like that.
Dave Lee Productions.
Yeah, I reckon something like that would do really well, because it's just like those really weird...
Why don't we do one?
Oh, God.
It's
just more work.
Just do a podcast on that one day.
Bingo call.
Bingo calls.
Oh, one episode.
Origins.
Yeah, I'm not starting a new show. But I reckon a show like that would do well, because those weird niche things.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot of weirdos out there.
Like bird watching and wood turning and...
wood turning. I worked with a guy that used to wood turn. He was a weirdo.
Yeah.
He was a nice guy, but he was
to any wood turners out there. Keep it up. I remember finding...
I actually want to get a lathe. I'd love to have a lathe. I used to love turning wood.
I remember finding in a newsagent once and found a wood turning magazine, William H. Macy on the cover.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's like a massive wood turner.
Is he really?
Yeah, he loves it. Hey, we've got a big announcement to make later on this app.
Yeah, real big.
Big one. Won't do it yet. We'll
Huge.
keep in a bit of suspense for a little while. We'll drop it later. But there's a big announcement to come, which will...
It's got to do with the podcast.
It has got to do with the podcast a little bit, yeah, and some other things, but we'll talk about it later. Sort of in relation to that, I bought the new MacBook this week.
Still sitting in the box.
I haven't opened it yet. I really should.
Well, you've got to get it set up, so make sure it's all working.
Well, that's what I mean. Could be have a smashed screen for all I know.
Exactly right.
And get it returned. But yeah, it came out on Tuesday. I needed a new one.
Yeah, that one's what's that, 6 years old, 7 years old?
Mid-2015 model.
So yeah, there you go.
It's got no space on it. It was like a 500 terabyte... Not 500 terabyte would be good, wouldn't it? 500 gigabyte...
On the world on that.
500 gigabyte drive. There's nothing on it, and there's only like 80 gigabytes free. So I don't know. It's all those just cache files and all that junk. So I've needed one for a while. It's still going all right. It's not slow or anything. It's held up pretty well.
It's a great machine. It's been a really good machine.
Yeah, but I thought I'll get a new one before this dies, and I've got a backup as well. And partly, we'll talk about the big announcement later, it's partly a reason why I've gone out and bought a new laptop to kind of give me the impetus to do it. But the new ones came out this week. They announced the new ones at the end of last week, and they're coming out Tuesday. So I rang up the Apple store on Monday afternoon. It was like, are you going to get the stock? They're like, oh, we actually don't know. I checked the website in the morning, and if we've got, yeah, probably. He said
they had them there.
Yeah, probably. Well, they would have had to have. They would have had to. But he was like, oh, we're not sure if we're going to get them. Get on the website in the morning because the stores aren't open. They're only open for like click and collects, or if you want to make an appointment, you can
until
book an
6 o'clock tonight.
Well, until tonight, yeah, because we're coming out of lockdown, yeah.
Woohoo!
Beautiful. Give an applause for that.
Well done, Victorians.
Congratulations. Coming out of lockdown, finally.
Keep going.
Zapped.
Vaxxed. Keep doing it. Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you there.
I probably could have led with that, to be honest. But yeah, we're out of lockdown. So anyway, the Apple store this week, they're only open for like appointments, click and collect, all that. So the guy's like, oh yeah, just get on the website in the morning, and if you can buy one from the store, it'll say available at the store.
Yep.
So I got on in the morning. I had some interviews to do. I was interviewing the cast of the Animaniacs, which was awesome, and that video is going to go up this week, I think, on the channel. So yeah, I was doing these interviews bright and early, and I thought I'll get on the website and have a look before I started them, and they had the stock. I thought, beautiful. At the end of these interviews, which should only take about an hour, I'll get back on the website and place my order. And there's the two models. The silver one, Space Grey, which is like that charcoal colour.
Yep.
Space Grey was gone. Within like an hour, gone. All Space Grey, like most of the stores. There's like one store that had it, like 45 minutes away. And then I was deliberating, and then within 10 or 15 minutes, they were all gone.
Well, it's not you deliberating. You were still doing interviews.
Well, yeah, because I was checking in between the Space Grey. Like there's a few silvers left at our local store. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to buy the silver. My current one's silver. I thought, if I get Space Grey, it's new. It's
feels
different. Feels like a new machine. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I bought the silver. I went in store. I said to the guy, geez, it's selling really well. And he said to me, these sell better than iPhones.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I knew that people used to, probably still do, used to line up to get the iPhone. They'd sell out really quickly. So I said to you the night before, or that morning, I was like, oh, I reckon these are going to go pretty quickly. And you were like, oh, no, the laptops won't. $6,000,
yeah,
$5,500. I bought like the top of the line, like Max Pro chip, 1 terabyte storage, fucking crazy RAM and speed and all that junk. And I was like, oh, I have a feeling they might go. And you're like, no one's going to, they're not going to sell out. And surely enough. But the guy said, he said, these sell quicker than the iPhones now. So because the iPhones, each version there's not much difference between the previous one.
Yeah.
So people are happy to hold on to their phones for longer now. Some people, like I do it, we hold on to our phones like 5 or 6 years until it's like,
exactly
all right,
right.
this one's well and truly dead now, time for a new one. But he's like, no, these laptops, every time they do a new one, it's like completely different. So people will rush out and get in the first morning. So I was like, I got mine, got back home, and within like half an hour, checked the stock online. They were all gone. Statewide, gone. There was a few in like the rural stores. That's it. Even the lower models, because there was 3 new models, 2 14-inch ones and the 16-inch. And even the lower 2 models were selling out. But these ones went really quick. I couldn't believe it. So, yeah, apparently,
It's a surprise.
These sell.
At that sort of price, I wouldn't have thought they would have gone that quick.
Well, I said to you, Mac...
I thought they would have gone, but not
people
straight
are
away.
nuts. This one I was like, I just had the picture in my head of those people lining up for iPods. For the iPhone, sorry. I don't know if people still do it, but people used to line up overnight.
Yeah,
You'd
that's
see
right.
video of people camping outside the Apple store to get the new... And I had this picture in my head. I'm like, oh, my God, I better get this. And yeah, surely enough, gone. So anyway, I got my hands on one, thankfully. I got to open it up and hopefully it's all good. It's not,
Get all your software loaded and see how fast it is.
Oh, I'm excited. He said it's blazing fast. He's like, you'll never know yourself. It's got like 19 hours of battery life or something, or 20-something hours of battery life.
Insane, isn't it?
Crazy. He's like,
What's that? They're only a few hours, aren't they?
Yeah, something like that. I'm excited. I'll be
Awesome.
try out some editing and stuff.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Apparently, you can have an edit open with like 5 8K tracks, and it's smooth as shit.
Really?
I struggle with like fucking 3 HD tracks on this thing.
Yeah.
But apparently, it's
obviously designed to do what you want to do that type of work for graphics.
Yeah.
And
But apparently you can like just play ProRes, which is like a raw video file, raw 4K and 8K ProRes, just smoothly, apparently.
Oh, it'd be awesome to see.
When I was filming, we were filming on the Red Epic cameras. We were like the first when I was at uni 10 years ago now. Jesus Christ. But we were like the first group of students to use them anywhere in the world. And to be able to play the ProRes footage from those cameras, you had to connect to what was called the Red Rocket to the computer.
Right. Yeah, you did too.
And that gave the computer that extra power. It was like this fucking little... It was like a huge tower. Would give that computer the extra power just to be able to play and process that ProRes footage. And apparently this laptop, you can just fucking play it out smoothly. I just haven't had time.
You might just work off that full time.
I might do. Well, I'm thinking about just getting a couple of monitors and using that as the computer. You hook it up to the monitors.
Well, it's what most people are doing now.
Close the lid, get a keypad, mouse. That'll be good fun. So yeah, $5,500 MacBook. Had to spend a bit of other money this month for a few other things. My credit card bill this month
That's
huge through the roof.
Yeah, exactly.
The roof, rather. Fucking hell. So anyway, that was my bit of excitement for this week. Well, you've been doing nothing.
Sweet stuff. All
Beautiful. All right, that means
What a picture.
Good picture, yeah.
That'd be so much fun.
what we've been watching this week, which is not much. Again.
No, we've been too busy. Or you've been too busy anyway.
Yeah, I've watched a few things. Nothing that's really that interesting enough to talk about. I've got so much stuff in there piling up that I have to watch. Oh, shit. Just hit the mic. I got heaps of shit in there that I need to watch for the distributors and just not enough time. But this week we did watch Madman has finally released Chopper on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yes. This is on the back. Umbrella put out this thing a little while ago because they're doing all those reissues of Australian films and stuff on Blu-ray. They put out this thing online which was like, we want your suggestions. We want to know what movies you want on Blu-ray. Let us know. And, you know, if there's enough interest in certain titles, it might give that push to get it released.
Yeah.
Everyone jumped on there. And Chopper was the number one requested
Really?
one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
A guy I know, Dylan, he was the one who put in the suggestion and it just fucking exploded. Everyone has wanted Chopper for ages. Classic Australian film, one of the great Australian movies in the last 20 years.
Eric Bana.
20 plus. Eric Bana. And of course it's that great Australian tradition of glorifying the criminals. But yeah, everyone loves Chopper and everyone's wanted Chopper for fucking ages. And there was like heaps and heaps of upvotes. People were like, yes, we want Chopper. We want Chopper. Now, this was Umbrella. Remember, Umbrella put this thing out. Like 3 weeks later, Madman announced Chopper coming out on Blu-ray. Yeah.
Beaten to the punch.
Yeah. And Dylan tweeted them when they announced it. He was like, did I have anything to do with this? And they just said, Yep. So inadvertently, through this umbrella thing, Madman's gone, shit, maybe we should finally put Chopper out.
Wow.
And it was the 20th anniversary, I think, so pretty decent. Maybe it was just a coincidence, who knows? But they've done a whole new restoration. They released it theatrically and everything. They invited us to a screening of it that they were going to be throwing, and it just so happened to be like the day we went back into lockdown. So it was a lot of fun.
And those who don't know, like overseas people, Chopper's a notorious criminal he's passed now. He died a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
Bit of a character.
He was a hell of a character. We used to see him driving home from work.
Yeah, we did too.
He lived in Collingwood. At one point,
sitting outside the
and often
pub
see him sitting at his favourite, outside in his favourite pub and having a drink out in the street and all that sort of stuff. Or see him just walking up the street, just around the corner from where he was attacked with an axe.
Oh yeah,
somebody attacked him with an axe.
Christ, some crazy stories. This guy wrote a bunch of books. Whether what he was writing about was actually true is always up for debate.
Yeah.
He glorified a lot of his stories. No one really knew what was true, what was false, and then they made a movie about him sort of based on his books.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's just glorified. It's like what would you say, like a historical fiction sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's a great movie. I'm sure it's a big film in America. They loved it over there when it first came. This is what made Eric Banner a star, really.
That's right.
But yeah, great movie. I hadn't watched it for so long. It's
and
so
just some
good.
great lines too. Some great lines. Then we've had some criminals in this city.
Oh yeah, we have. If anyone out there has not seen it, check out Underbelly, particularly Internationals. I'm sure you'll find it somewhere. I think it was on Netflix at one point. Terrific series, first series anyway.
There's a few of them. There's like 7 or 8 or something.
Yeah. And they did all the spin-offs because they weren't allowed to use the name Underbelly anymore for some reason.
yeah, that's right.
But yeah, check out that first series of Underbelly. It is amazing. I've watched it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And it's just so good. I'm sure we've spoken about it before.
Yeah.
All sort of weird legal issues behind it. And everything. Anyway, that's like another topic. But check out Underbelly. Check out Chopper. You'll find out the weird and wacky world of Australian Victorian criminals.
Melbourne Underworld. It was huge at one point.
Pretty wild. Yeah. Let's start a true crime podcast. Hey, they're big.
Only murders in the building.
Yeah. All right. So that was it for catalogues. I watched a few other things. Nothing really that exciting to talk about. Let's get a kind of more recent movies this week. We watched Greenland.
Yep.
With Gerard Butler.
That was all right.
Don't know what that was. Don't know what that little voice
that
was.
Terrible accent.
Gerard Butler, Greenland. So it's like an apocalyptic thing. All these meteorites coming to Earth, coming to destroy it, and him and his family are picked to go on the ships or the planes that are the military jets.
Yep.
That are going to take him to the
Greenland.
secret. Yeah. Well, what turns out to be in Greenland, but it's the secret underground bunkers that is going to save humanity. And then it turns out it's in Greenland. Anyway, yeah, I liked it. It was pretty good.
It was okay.
Run-of-the-mill sort of disaster.
It was predictable and you knew what was going to happen. But it was a
right.
bit of
It's
fun
enjoyable.
for a Friday night.
He's always fun, enjoyable enough.
Didn't mind it.
Nothing that we'd not seen before, but it was okay. Good effects and stuff, and a few little twists and turns.
Like Gerard Butler.
That was even worse. Sounded like Swedish or something.
It was meant to be an accent.
Oh, jeez.
It was supposed to be my English accent.
Oh.
Gerard Butler.
Well, he's Scottish. Scottish.
Oh, he's too, that's right.
Gerard Butler. Fucking hell, what is this? We're cancelled. We're going to get cancelled. We also watched...
World's Worst Manager's going to hop right onto us about
I know
that.
he will. The other movie we watched over the weekend was Maggie.
What a piece of tripe. That was just shit.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Abigail Breslin.
Yeah,
It's like a zombie plague, and the daughter becomes a zombie, and it's like they go out to a little cabin or some shit,
Yeah.
and then it's like they live there, live out her last days before she turns into a zombie, and it's awful.
It's just crap.
You fell asleep.
Yeah, it was just crap. That's why I
and
fell asleep.
I had lost interest after 10 minutes. It was really quite bad.
It was trash. And it's no wonder we sort of prognosticated about buying that. It's probably got a shit rating. At least I got like
It's like
5.4 or 6
Yeah,
or
something like that. He's like 5'3" or 5'4".
So that definitely falls in the shite category.
Well, I bought it recently because it was cheap. It was another one of those like
$4
$4 or $5 ones. Yeah. I was like, oh, may as well finally get it. Yeah, I wonder why. Won't buy those $4 ones anymore.
No, well, I looked at it ages ago and debated about it. I thought, no.
How can an Arnold Schwarzenegger zombie movie be that boring?
Oh, it was just shit. It was absolute shit. I don't know why it was even made. Seriously,
No, there's no action. There's like a few like zombie bits where the zombies like eat each other and shit.
Yeah,
That's about it.
just.
Crap. It was crap.
I'm glad I fell asleep during it. So
You missed nothing. Nothing happened.
I didn't waste a full
They
2 hours.
they went to a log cabin and just like stayed there until she like fully turned into a zombie.
Yep.
Crap movie.
It's been a while since we watched the film that bad.
Yeah, it actually has been a while since we've watched something and been like, that was actually really crap.
Most stuff we can watch, and it's if it's shit, we can watch it. And it's all right.
Yeah, no, that was
shit.
That was really shitty.
Yeah.
Right. We watched a few new movies this week that we can talk about.
Did we?
Yeah, we watched. First up is the brand new release, Ron's Gone Wrong. This is a new animated film from Locksmith Animation, a brand new animation studio, which is run by one of the executives of Aardman, one of the ex-executives of Aardman.
Okay. And
the other woman involved was, I think she's just like a producer and a director of animation. And they've started they started their company, Locksmith Animation, and their first movie, Ron's Gone Wrong, they gave distribution to Fox before the Disney buyout, and now after Disney has bought out Fox, it's now a 20th Century Pictures movie, and Disney's handled distribution, etc., etc.
Loved it.
And a story about a little boy and his little robot friend.
Yeah.
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 A little boy. It's like a high
10,
schooler.
10 or something?
10, 11-year-old kid and his robot pal. Yeah, it's good. Really liked it.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Wasn't sure what to expect because there's so many of these little animation studios out there that just put out absolute shit. And you'd expect something from like a new studio not to look very good. The animation's not terrific. It's like very cartoony.
Yeah. But it suited it, though.
But it suited it really well. Like they found a style and they found a story that suited that style perfectly. They don't need to go all out like what Disney does, right?
No, that's right.
Crazy animation. Really stripped back. At the beginning, I was like, this feels a little bit like maybe the kind of animation you would have had 10 or 15 years ago. But as the movie goes on, you actually come to really like the style of it.
Yep.
It's very good. It's very, very good.
Yeah, I loved it.
Basically, this kid gets it's like they're living in this world where all the kids have these little robot friends, and it's like, it's very layered. It's got very adult layer to it, which is almost like a criticism of Facebook and data harvesting and how they are, using these robots to take the data of children and exploit people's data. And it's got like, what do you call it? Like a criticism on screen time. Like the amount of screen time you have and how everyone's so obsessed with their screens and stuff that now you've got these little friends that's literally just like an iPhone built into a robot. It's very good, though. It's so good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Really liked it.
The animation actually reminded me of, what was that one called? Up.
Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Balloons
It's a little bit because it's like very angular and stuff. Yeah. Like I said, animation you'd expect 10 or 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, it worked very well. I would recommend Ron's Gone Wrong.
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
I feel like they haven't marketed it very well. I haven't seen much about it. I don't think too many people know about it or really care about it. But I would recommend seeing it. It's got a really good cast.
Good names in it.
Zach Galifianakis as the little robot man.
Yep.
Who I think is called Alan. I think the robot was called Alan, which is the same name as his character in
it's Ron.
The Hangover. Oh, yeah. Who was Alan?
Ron.
Who was Alan? Was Alan the kid?
No, the kid was Barney.
Who was Alan? I'm sure there was an Alan.
Oh, I think you've been smoking. I think you've been smoking the Mad.
Alan. His name's Ron. It's in the title. Anyway, it was good. I liked it. Also had Ed Helms in there as the father.
Yep. Olivia Colman.
Yeah, she was the grandmother. Didn't realise. But there you go. Yeah, good cast. A few other people's in there too. So Enjoyed that one. One we watched a few weeks ago, and we can finally talk about, is The Many Saints of Newark. This is the Sopranos prequel film.
Yep.
Which is it's been released for ages over in the States, but my embargo was like 2 days ago because it opens here next week.
Oh, God.
Another one.
And it's been seen everywhere else around the world.
Yeah. But they, the local team, if you like see a movie, they even if the release date's like a month later, the local team always is like, particularly Warner Brothers, they're like, no, we need your coverage the week that the movie comes out in Australia. You can't post anything before that.
Crazy.
Yeah, so The Many Saints of Newark, this kind of focuses not even really on Tony Soprano.
No, it's the characters around him.
Yeah, most notably Dickie Moltisanti,
Yep.
who was the father of Christopher
Yep.
from the original series, who was kind of like an enigmatic figure in the original series. You always used to hear about Dickie Moltisanti and his influence on Tony, and there was always like a bit of animosity between Tony and Christopher, that Dickie was more of a father to Tony than he was to Christopher, and there are all these kind of mysteries surrounding how Dickie was killed, etc., etc. So it kind of addresses a whole lot of this stuff, kind of demystifies this character that has loomed over the Sopranos series. At that, I feel like if you've never watched The Sopranos, I feel there's very little you get out of this movie.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Totally agree with that.
Because I think it doesn't even really stand on its own as like
As a standalone film.
as a standalone gangster film.
Not really.
It wasn't great, but
It was okay. I
was-
didn't mind it.
it was good. It was enjoyable, but I feel like it struggles trying to be its own thing, but it also struggles with the weight of The Sopranos, which is commonly considered one of the greatest television series ever.
And it doesn't matter what they did with it, it was going to struggle with that.
Yeah. But of course, you've got Michael Gandolfini in there, who is the son of James Gandolfini,
Yep.
who played Tony Soprano
He
in
was
the
good.
original film. Terrific.
He was right.
Very good.
And at times you could swear it was a young James.
Yeah. Very good.
So I actually thought he was really good in that.
He'd never watched it before. He said he'd never watched Sopranos.
Really?
And in preparation for the movie,
But did he finish up watching it?
he
or-
watched it all in preparation for the film.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So he got the little quirks
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
mannerisms, and he's very good.
Yeah, some of those little quirky mannerisms
Yeah.
that James brought to that character, his son
Yeah.
brought to it as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
which was great.
Yeah. Of course, Vera Farmiga is in there as well as
Yeah,
Lydia
that was
Soprano,
that was a
the
surprise.
mother. Yeah.
I didn't realise she was in it.
Yeah. John Bernthal was in there.
Yeah, Ray
as,
Liotta,
was John Bernthal Junior Soprano?
Johnny. Yeah,
Johnny,
Johnny
Johnny,
Soprano.
and Junior was and then Ray Liotta was in there too.
Yeah, Hollywood
Dick.
Dick.
So Dick,
Moltisanti.
so Dickie Moltisanti's father. So
Yeah.
Dickie Moltisanti Senior. But yeah, it's quite good. It kind of really delves really deep into that kind of Soprano family tree, but it isn't really. You would, by the marketing, you'd think it's a movie about Tony Soprano, and in a way, it is. It's about how Tony Soprano winds up in the position that he's in.
That's right.
By the end of the
Yeah.
movie, you understand how he's forced into this position that he's in the series.
Yeah.
The head of
That's right.
the mafia family. I thought it was really quite good. Good little prequel. I don't know if it was essential.
I think they did it for, making a film about the Sopranos for the sake of making a film about the Sopranos.
Well, the creator of The Sopranos, David Chase, has always said, I'm never returning to The Sopranos as a series. I have no interest in rebooting the series. So when he had this idea, he's like, we'll do it as a movie. That said, this movie has performed apparently very well on HBO Max. Didn't do very well at the box office, but HBO Max apparently views through the roof. They're now considering doing a series,
really?
which focuses on Tony Soprano, the
Right.
young
Tony.
Yeah, so I imagine it would be like the linking piece
Right.
between this
And
film.
it didn't need it.
Yeah,
It didn't really need
because
it.
it really leaves this big gap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we get that beginning piece, and it'll be interesting, I think, if they did that. Particularly, I'd imagine they would get Michael Gandolfini back.
Oh,
Don't
they'd have to.
Don't think they'd do
They'd
it
have to.
otherwise. Also, finally, you didn't see this one, sadly. You'll get to see it in a couple of weeks when it hits Disney Plus. We'll double back actually to last week. This is what I had to say on the show last week. In 2 weeks' time, cinemas are going to reopen. which means we can finally see Shang-Chi. There's actually screenings tonight because the drive-ins are open. So they're allowed to open outdoor entertainment venues.
Right.
So Shang-Chi's playing at the drive-in, but I'm not. I've waited this long. I'm not going to the fucking drive-in to see Shang-Chi. I saw Shang-Chi at the drive-ins.
That was funny.
I had an offer come up. A friend texted me at the last minute, was like, I have tickets to Shang-Chi at the drive-in.
Do you want to give a
in
shout
like
out to
an
who
hour.
your friend was?
Yeah, it was my friend James, Mr. Sunday Movies. He texted me, he's like, I have tickets for Shang-Chi at the drive-ins. Would you like to go? I was like, fuck yeah, I'm coming. I was like, I can't wait anymore. Cinemas are opening today at the time that we're recording this. Cinemas are opening, so I could have seen it this weekend in a cinema. I was like, fuck it, I'm tired of waiting. I know I said last week, I'm like, I can wait. No, I was like, fuck, I have this chance to see Shang-Chi. I'm fucking going now. And it was very, very good.
Yeah?
Very, very good.
So we haven't spoken about that.
No, not really. I've been busy.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, he really loved it. I won't speak on behalf of James. I'm sure you can check out the Mr. Sunday Movies video that he does, or the Weekly Planet podcast, or whatever he's doing around it. But we both really liked it.
Oh, it's good.
Very good.
Oh, good.
It's sort of like when you think back to like the Phase 1 movies where it was like introducing Iron Man, introduced Thor.
Yep.
It's the MCU. This is like the real first taste of like this new batch of movies. This is Phase 4. Technically, Black Widow was the first in Phase 4, but, well, technically, WandaVision and the Disney Plus shows. But anyway, this is like this new era where we've had Endgame, Infinity War, etc., and now we've fucking come back down to just like real base level storytelling. Really simple, like origin stories, and this is so cool. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I really, really liked it.
Good.
Really liked it.
I didn't.
No, because you haven't seen it. Seen it in a couple of weeks. It's going to be on Disney Plus in like a week and a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Disney Plus Day. It's one of the things they're going to drop on Disney Plus. But enjoyed it. I won't say too much more because I want to spoil it for you. But it's really good. Like the Asian influence and like it's very much
It's
like,
live action, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it's like
So I know very little about this one.
very little about it. It's like you think of like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, that kind of. There is a name for it. I think it's called wuxia. I could be wrong. I think it's called wuxia, which is that style of like fighting, but it's very fantasy, like infused with fantasy, and you know they jump in the air and they're
And they
fighting
float
and
and
they float. Yeah, that,
half a dozen kicks while in the air. Lots of,
really cool. So the fight choreography is fucking awesome. And I know it's a thing that everyone says, and it's like that it's a stereotypical thing to say. Oh, the choreography, it's really good. Oh, cool. Really cool fight scenes. And I don't think I was quite, I knew it was going to be like kind of fantasy sort of thing. I wasn't really prepared for how much kind of in that direction it swings at a particular point in the movie. Very cool. There's some cool characters that pop up in there, which you'll be excited about. And I don't want to say too much. I mean, the rest of the world's had it for a month.
Yeah, exactly.
I think for your sake, I'm trying not to spoil it, but you get to see it in a couple of weeks. But yeah, it's so
Maybe
fucking good.
I'll just take my headphones off, and plug my ears up, and you can talk about it.
No, but I don't know. I understand there's a lot of people who still haven't seen it, so I don't want to spoil too much. But yeah, very good. I really liked it.
Oh, cool.
I'm glad I finally saw it.
At the drive-in.
At the drive-in. It was fine. It was a fun experience. Neither of us had been to the drive-in for a while. I probably, maybe 10 years ago, had been to the drive-in. The screens are better. I think they've obviously upgraded the projectors.
Yeah.
So the screen, it looks really good.
You imagine the projectors be, probably 8K laser and all that sort of shit.
Probably have to be. Because it's owned by Village now, so surely they have to, this drive-in in Coburg.
It's the only one in Melbourne.
Yeah. So the screens are good, but they still haven't fixed the audio. The audio is really...
Oh, it's already
really shit.
Because you go through your car stereo, unless you got a good stereo system in your car.
No, James had a really good stereo system because it's on that radio wave, like you tune your radio in. They played like a bunch of songs before the movie and they're crystal clear. It sounded great. We were like, oh, this is going to be good. The sound's going to be good. And the movie comes on. He's like, does that sound a bit weird to you? I was like, yeah, it's really tinny. So there must be something like, maybe there's like a mixed down. I reckon that's probably it. It must be like a mixed down version of the audio track. They might not, because you're only getting it out of 2 speakers or maybe 4, it's probably not a 5.1 track. Maybe it's a stereo track. They've mixed it down. But other than that, once you get past
They'd be
that,
compressed and God knows what.
yeah, it'd have to be. So I reckon, like after like 10 minutes, like it sounds weird, but it's fine. But it was good. We enjoyed the movie and we had a fun experience, like a last minute thing. What we've been watching on television, not a lot this week. Of course, Morning Show we're still watching. Still great. Check that out if you haven't seen it yet. Yes, we finished third season of Sex Education? Yep. Finally finished that.
Is it third?
Third.
Yeah, it is the third.
Well, it has to be at least third. I don't think it's the fourth.
That'll be the third.
Third's the third. Third.
Third.
Yeah, good. Good season of the show.
Yeah, it was.
Very good. Very funny. Some good drama moments, etc. That's probably one of the best, I think, Netflix originals. It's probably one of my favourites. Yeah, so that's finished. Well, actually, it was all dumped at once a number of weeks ago, but we finally finished it. Other than that, I think we were just so busy this week that we didn't really watch a lot. We did start last night. We started Lovecraft Country.
Oh, didn't that take a week?
Yeah.
That first episode. It's all going along nicely. Then all of a sudden, my God, his fucking face has been eaten off. And it's like,
yeah. Well, this is about a year or two old now. I think we got the Blu-ray. I was like, fuck, finally gonna watch this one. It's 10 episodes. I think they planned for it as a limited series, but then they decided we're going to do a second season.
Oh,
so
really?
the Blu-ray set has season 1 on it. But then they decided, we're not going to do a second season. So it's just a limited season.
Oh, okay.
It's a limited event, but the Blu-ray and the DVD says season 1 on it.
Yeah, like, that one we watched, the first episode that goes for an hour 5 or something.
Hour
It felt
10,
like it went for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, you said there's 10 episodes, and I thought, how the hell are they going to make 10 episodes out of
Well,
that?
you haven't even gotten to the story yet. How many shows do we do this where you go, first episode, how are we going to get 10 shows? But then there's a story.
Yeah, well, obviously, but, it's like I don't know how they can... I don't know how they would be able to do a second season, let alone...
Well,
10
it's
episodes.
based partly, as far as I'm aware, it's based partly on the works of H.P. Lovecraft. So they bring in a lot of sort of elements from his stories.
Oh, okay.
Such as, I didn't know very much about it, but I knew that it's kind of horror, sci-fi, fantasy, thriller, kind of all kind of melded in. Apparently it's very, very good though. So it's an HBO.
Enjoyed that first
show is very good.
Yeah.
It's an HBO thing, so usually in good hands. Jonathan Majors, terrific, and Journey Smollett, who is great as well.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah, she's in Birds of Prey. Almost said Black Widow.
That's right.
Birds of Prey. She was Black Canary, terrific. She was the singer and all that shit. Yeah, good.
No,
so enjoying that. We've only watched one, so don't know too much about it. I don't really know anything about it.
No,
so
I knew absolutely nothing about it.
Looking forward to exploring the rest of that. For now, though,
time to relax.
Yeah, because it's the Mad Men update.
With the ball.
No, Mad Men update.
Oh, okay.
Mad Men update.
No bongs.
No. Fuck. Mad Men update. How many episodes did we watch? It was only 2?
3.
We did get 3.
We did 3, yeah.
Okay.
Because we did episode 6 last night.
Oh. Okay, so we're in season 4, episode 6. Halfway through season 4 already. Really?
Yep.
We're smashing it.
Yep.
Well, we would have got 4 in this week, but I had to cover the Buzz Lightyear trailer.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that dropped 6 minutes into
I was like,
episode.
I think I've got like 20 minutes for the trailer. I was like, may as well put it on and watch half of it. And then the trailer dropped 15 minutes early. It's like, oh shit, I gotta go. It's still good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And Don's just going down this little rabbit hole, isn't he?
Yeah,
getting himself deeper and deeper into a hell of a mess.
Yeah, I told you he's going to struggle with his alcoholism this season, so it's pretty good. But yeah, it's good. It is still a very good. I was reading a thing the other day. Alicia sent it to me. It was like, who did it? Was it Time Magazine or I don't know? Someone did like the top 100 greatest television series of the 21st century so far.
Yep.
And Mad Men was like number 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause there's a couple I'd put before it.
Like?
Sopranos.
No, but see that I was shocked to see Sopranos wasn't on there, but technically it started in 1999. So I just missed out.
Oh, okay. So it was just of the
21st century,
21st
so
century.
2000 onward.
Breaking Bad.
That was on there. I think it was like number 3 or something.
Oh, I'd put that before it.
I think number 1 was The Wire, which we haven't watched.
I
Apparently
thought that would have started before
That's what I thought too. But
2000.
apparently not.
It feels like that they'd been going for years.
Yeah. No, I think that was very much like around the same time as The Sopranos.
2002.
There you go. It was around that same time as The Sopranos. They were like the first 2 kind of really cinematic sort of television series, I suppose.
Yeah. But then, The Wire's, I've seen a little bit of The Wire, not much.
Yeah.
But it is actually really good.
Yeah, I really want to watch it.
Yeah.
I've got the article up now. Yeah, The Wire was 1, Mad Men 2, Breaking Bad 3, Fleabag at number 4, which we haven't watched. That's it's Phoebe Waller-Bridge. It's like a comedy drama sort of BBC thing. Only from the last few years, 2016, 2019.
I put Ted Lasso before it.
Well, I haven't seen it on here. I think maybe, I don't know. I don't know if this is just shows that have finished, but Game of Thrones is at number 5.
Never watched an episode.
We've watched 1 episode.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
Oh.
Years ago. The Office UK is on at number 9, which is pretty good.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Deadwood. They've put Deadwood on this list. Can you believe that?
Deadwood, that's the biggest piece of shit.
They put it on the list at number 18.
Oh, really?
Crap. What do they what do they reckon is it's better than? Better Call Saul. They reckon Deadwood is better than Better Call Saul.
Nah, no way.
Wrong.
No way.
Wrong. It reckons it's better than Friday Night Lights.
No, that's wrong.
At number 28.
That's wrong.
That's incorrect. Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec's great.
Yeah. True Detective.
Oh,
At 31.
Really?
You're kidding me. Arrested Development at 32. Fargo at 35. Band of Brothers at 36.
No.
They reckon that Deadwood is better than all these classics.
Someone's done that with their head up their ass.
Schitt's Creek, The Big Bang Theory. Yeah, that shouldn't even be on there either, to be honest.
No, that was a good show. That was a good show.
Crap. There's a lot of great shows that are on this list. I can't believe they've put Deadwood there and that high.
That's.
This was actually done by Culture. Oh, it's a BBC thing. BBC Culture. They polled 206 TV experts from 43 countries in order to find the greatest TV show.
At 206.
Yeah.
What sort of polls they ask? Oh, my God. I could walk out in the freaking street and get more people to answer questions than that.
So there you go. That one.
That's it. Are you going to update us yet? Are you going to tell us what you... you're going to leave it hang a bit longer?
No, I'll leave the announcement hang a little bit. Still got that big announcement to make. We'll leave it a little bit longer. In a couple of seconds. But first up, I have to talk about my distribution partners of the channel. Partner highlights here, Random Space Media. Of course, I just mentioned they recently released the Tremors 7-movie collection and the H.P. Lovecraft collection. They sent them over to me, and they're awesome. The H.P. Lovecraft collection is produced in collaboration with Umbrella, which is pretty cool. I reached out. I was like, hey, you're working with Umbrella now. This is awesome. They're like, yeah, we've been working with Umbrella for a few years, actually.
Oh, good.
I was like, I had no idea. He's like, yeah. But he said this release took him a while to pull together. It's finally out there now, so that's pretty cool. Of course, kicks.com.au, you can head over there and use Dave15 at checkout for 15% off the entire order. Sale stock, pre-orders, anything. Dave15, you get 15% off. That's active. They've extended that to the end of the year.
Fair enough.
So there you go. So kicks.com.au, Dave15.
Cool.
Just
do it. Not an affiliate link.
Not an affiliate link. I get nothing out of it. So check it out. All right. It's now time for Shite. Or
All right.
This is Shite or All Right. It's a game that we play, isn't it?
It is a game we play. Yeah.
Yeah. We play this. We get people to send in really obscure titles from IMDb, and we've got to guess whether the title is
Shite.
Or
All right.
So we will essentially read each other out the synopsis and nothing else. That's it. That's all we know. The synopsis of the film, and we have to basically judge a book by its cover. We don't know who's in it, don't know the title, don't know when it came out, any of that. All we have is the synopsis to decide, to make a judgment on the movie.
Yep.
And the great thing is, these obscure movies that get sent in, some of them sound like absolute shit and have a great rating. Some of them sound absolutely terrific and have a shit rating.
Yeah.
And that's all part of it. Now, we judge whether a movie is shite or...
All right.
Based on...
The rating, IMDb rating.
That's right, yeah.
Anything from a 0 to 5.9 is
Yep.
Shite.
Yep.
anything 6 and above is.
All right.
And the reason we do that is because that's how we buy movies sometimes. Where we go shopping to JB or wherever we're shopping, and if something we're not really sure about something, we'll look at the IMDb rating. If it's over 6, we'll go, okay, we'll get it. If it's under 6, we'll do other research and think.
Which we did with
Maggie.
For a long time. We put it off and then finally bought it. And it was
Shite.
It was very.
All right, we've got an email here from our pal, Jeff, our little monkey worker, powering the podcast on his little monkey bike. He writes in and says, "G'day, cinephiles." He's from America, by the way. He likes to be an honorary Aussie. "G'day, cinephiles. All tied up again this week. Neck and neck, head to head like two rams. I realised something this week. If I type it, there's a good chance you'll read it. So here goes. Jeff is the best. I'm a Muppet. I am Gonzo. And this is my co-host Kermit. Is this how Planet of the Apes really starts? Who's pulling the strings now, Mr. and Mr. Lee? Dance, monkey, dance. Oh, how the dining room table has turned." Righto. Because we are recording from our dining room table.
Yep.
Hope you and your family are doing better now that the lockdown is over. Catch you later. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
Fantastic. All right. Thanks, Jeff, for sending that in. He's also sent the scorecard in. He does the scorecard. He's the world's worst scorekeeper. So this week, we are both on 37. We've tied.
Ooh. So I didn't get one last week, I don't think.
No, I got 1. You got 0. It puts us a tie.
Equal again.
Nice, yeah. So I'm going to guess first this week. You're going to read first because we've both guessed 13 times. We've both guessed first 13 times each. So you're going to read first. We've got a new one from Devesh this week, which means...
You forgot to read the rules of the game.
I forgot to read the rules. From the top of this, of course, there is a Dave Lee Down Under podcast Shite or Right drinking game that the world's worst manager sent in. Number 1 is if you guess the Shite or Right wrong, you got to drink. If the synopsis is reread, you got to drink. If Devesh's name is mentioned, you got to drink. And if the segment ends, you got to finish drink. So we're going to take a drink because we did mention him.
About 3 times.
All right, so let's get on with it. You are going to read one from Devesh because he has sent in another 3 this week.
Drink.
Keep telling him not to send them in. I have literally like a page and a half of just his Shite or Right. But he keeps sending them in.
Devesh, my God.
You got to do it again.
Something.
I'm pain in the ass.
Got to find something better to do with your time.
Yeah. Okay, so you got to read that one out to me. I got to guess this one. Let's go.
Okay. A seriously ill teenager falls in love with a drug dealer, her parents' worst nightmare.
Oh,
that's it.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. It sounds like one of those dying teen movies that there are just so many of these days. Don't know it. Don't know her. One about someone with a... That sounds crap. It has to be Shite. I'm going to say Shite.
You're saying Shite?
Yep.
Locking it in?
Yep.
All right.
Yes. It's got a 7.2. It's called Baby Teeth.
Oh, I've heard about this. This is an Australian
Aussie film.
Yeah.
It's an Aussie film. No one really of any note in it that I can...
Yeah. The main girl in it, you will know.
Eliza Scanlon.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. No, apparently it's very, very good. I've heard about that.
Well, 7.2, so...
There is a Blu-ray available overseas, so they didn't release a Blu-ray here. Only a DVD.
Morons.
Can you believe that?
It's an Aussie film. How come we don't get it released here?
I know. Stupid. There you go. All right, I'm going to read you one now. This one is coming to us from Anthony Fisher. And here we go. The synopsis is, a husband finds out that his wife and her lover are trying to kill him. That's it.
Go again. Take a drink.
Yep, take a drink. A husband finds out that his wife and her lover are trying to kill him.
Sounds familiar. I'm going to say it's probably okay.
You say it's all right?
Just?
It is.
All right, all right, all right.
It's all right. It's called Buried Alive. It's a TV movie from 1990. It's a horror romance thriller directed by Frank Darabont. We had one of his films come up last week. I don't think it was this one. Was it this one? No, it wasn't this one. It's got Tim Matheson, Jennifer Jason Leigh, William Atherton, Hoyt Axton, etc., etc. It looks all right.
Yeah, what's the rating?
So I got a 6.5. Tally movie.
That's right.
There you go.
Like a good tally movie.
Yeah, well,
like that one we see every time we turn the tally on. Where the guy gets...
I don't know if it was a tally movie, though, was it?
Mauled. Yeah, I think it was a tally movie. Mauled by a tractor.
I think it's like a proper film, yeah. Guy got...
Really?
Yeah. Every time. I don't know. It's been on at least once or twice a year.
Every 3 months.
Yeah, it's always on. It's this I can't even remember the name of it, but a guy gets fucking run over by his tractor. So weird.
Just after he's been rolling in the grass with his girlfriend.
Yeah. All right, so you got to read one now. This one comes into us from Sam B.
Sam B.
Yeah.
A young man and woman decide to take their friendship to the next level without becoming a couple, but soon discover that adding sex only leads to complications.
Oh, I know what he's doing here. He's trying to trip me up because there were 2 movies that come out the exact same year. Friends with Benefits, Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake, and No Strings Attached, Natalie Portman and Ashton Kutcher. Came out the exact same year, exact same story. So what one is it? That's what he's trying to do to me. Read it again. Got to take a drink.
A young man and woman decide to take their friendship to the next level without becoming a couple, but soon discover that adding sex only leads to complications.
I can't tell. I'm gonna say No Strings Attached because I feel like that was the less. They were both comedies, but I feel like it was the less comedic of the two, and that synopsis doesn't make it sound very comedic. That said, I think both of them would have an all right score though. So I'm going around in circles for no. I'm going to say all right, but I have a feeling it's No Strings Attached.
All right, all right, all right.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it was the other one.
That was the other one. Friends with Benefits.
Benefits, yeah.
Pull up No Strings Attached. I want to see what the synopsis for that one is. That was my preferred of the two, No Strings Attached.
Strings.
They were both very good, but No Strings Attached, I always like the Ashton Kutcher movies, and Natalie Portman as well. Doesn't hurt.
That's got a 6.2. The other one had a 6.5.
Yeah, so it's the synopsis.
So it's about the same. A guy and girl try to keep their relationship strictly physical, but it's not long before they learn that they want something more.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same.
It was the same year, wasn't it?
No Strings was 2011. Friends with was 2011. Yeah, same year.
So it's called a twin movie. So what will happen in Hollywood is that an idea gets shopped around to various studios for a number of years, and one studio might option it, and then the other studio goes, hang on, we had this idea come in and float around a little while ago. Let's make a movie about that. And then 2 movies on that same idea end up... Actually, it happens a lot. You had, like, Capote came out the same year as was it called? Something in Cold Blood or something. They were both, like, biopics about Truman Capote. You had the what was that? Christian Bale magician one.
Christian Bale?
Yeah, is it the Christopher Nolan film? Prestige. That came out the same year as that Ed Norton magician one, The Illusionist. Yep. They're both very similar. It happens so much. A Bug's Life and Ants. What do you call it? Tangent there. I'm going to read you another one. This one is coming to us from Tyson. Okay, this one centers on a group of friends who risk their lives to stop who or what is behind a rash of disappearances in their town.
Oh. I'm going to say that's all right.
Is this all right? It is...
Shite.
Yeah. This one's called Ghoul. It's a TV movie as well. Came out in 2012. It's rated 4.
Oh.
4.0. It's got Nolan Gould. Recognize this kid. What was he in? Let's have a look. He was the kid from Modern Family, of course. It's one of the kids from Modern Family.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's two.
Nolan Gould. He's in it. Barry Corbin, Catherine Mary Stewart, Catherine Curtin, and it's a Tally movie, of course, from 2012. It's called Ghoul. So like a horror thing. There you go.
Yeah, when I said lock in, I thought to myself, oh, no, it's going to be shit probably. Oh.
Well, it was.
Make
And
a commitment.
I think we are tie again. But we'll find out next week when Jeff sends in the score sheet. And that was this week's.
Shite.
Oh,
All right.
Are you
fantastic.
going to tell us what the news is? Or
We'll hold it off for a little bit. We'll talk about it later. Let me see what segment's up now. Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
For now, it is time for the segment that the world's worst manager hates, but I'm bringing it back again. It is. Trailer trash.
Awesome.
We've got a big one this
Like
week.
trailer trash.
Me too.
I come from trailer trash.
Yep. This is a good one. This week, we're going to take a look at Pixar's latest movie. It's called Lightyear. Let's take a look.
Awesome.
Okay, status. Booster. Go. GNC. Go. Vital. Go. Guide. Go, flight.
Cabin pressurization is underway.
As we prepare for ignition. Flight recorders are on. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
To infinity.
And
Lightyear.
That looks damn awesome.
How good does that look?
If it's anywhere near as good as Toy Story, my God.
Well, this is the origin story. This is not Buzz Lightyear from the Toy Story movies.
Yep.
Different character. When they first announced it, they said that this is the movie that the Buzz Lightyear action figure was based on.
Right.
So it's like a movie that exists in the Toy Story universe that everyone loved, and then they made like a bunch of merchandise.
Because, of course, you had Woody and Woody's Roundup, and
Yeah,
you saw
yeah,
Woody's
yeah,
Roundup
yeah.
in the Toy Story.
Yes. So now this is the movie, but the later synopsis makes it sound like that maybe Buzz Lightyear was a real person in
Right.
this universe,
Yep.
and then they like maybe made a movie about him or something like
Right.
that. But anyway, this is like the in-universe origin story of the original Buzz Lightyear who inspired the toy. So you kind of look at it as if in the Toy Story universe there's like a massive, like Woody's Roundup. There's like this massive Buzz Lightyear franchise, and it's like a movie they did. There was a series years ago, Buzz Lightyear Star Command, which was basically the same sort of thing. It was an animated series,
Right.
and it was Buzz and his Star Command pals doing space shit.
Yep.
And so this is, you kind of, and at the beginning of every episode, it had like a CG animated portion where Buzz and Woody and the pals would all sit down to watch the TV show, Buzz Lightyear Star Command. So that was like an in-universe TV show. So you'd imagine this massive franchise where they've made a cartoon series, there's a big movie, there's action figures, all that kind of stuff. People are not grasping this concept though.
How's it?
People aren't grasping it. Almost every second comment I got was, how does he become a toy? Are we going to see how he becomes a toy? It's like it's not the same fucking character. It's a different guy. And then, of course, we've got Chris Evans is in here voicing Buzz Lightyear.
Yep.
We only get to hear a little bit of him. And I'm pleased so far. I think it sounds pretty
exactly.
cool. He's of course, it's a bit of a meta joke because of course this would be like the Captain America of that Toy
Of the
Story
universe,
world.
yeah.
Yeah. So we've got Captain America, but they said they cast him not particularly because he was Captain America, but because he showed through his portrayal of Captain America that he was able to embody that kind of a character, which is like, very proud and he can do the good drama stuff, but he also knows how to blend the comedy and stuff.
Yep.
So obviously it is like a little bit of a throwback. You got Captain America's Buzz, but they particularly chose him because they knew he could perform that character really well. And then, so these other comments I'm getting is like, why is Tim Allen not voicing him? Why have they replaced the voice? It's not the same character. Tim Allen doesn't voice the toys. Tim Allen doesn't voice the Toy Story toys. So naturally, you would imagine that there's been this big blockbuster movie, and you've got this big blockbuster star in the film, and they've got like a second-rate fucking toy actor to come in and voice the toy.
Yeah.
Like a voice actor. So essentially, I think that makes Toy Story even funnier, that the guy that is voicing, that Tim Allen is the second-rate like voice actor who's coming to voice the toy. So I think it's pretty cool. But a lot of people just aren't kind of getting the concept of it.
I can't see how they can't get the concept. It's just like going and buying a bloody Luke Skywalker doll.
I know, but people don't understand that this is like a movie within a movie. They think they're making the origin story of the toy Buzz Lightyear, but it's not.
Oh, okay.
So this is what I mean. People don't understand the concept of this movie being a movie, and that it's not actually the Buzz Lightyear from the movies.
So had we've had that movie first and then had the Toy Story, it might have made more sense to some people.
Oh, maybe, but I don't know. I think some people are just stupid. There's no way to sugarcoat it.
Exactly right.
But there's like, I just don't get it. Like, it's baffling. And
I don't understand how they can not get it.
I've seen a lot of people suggesting that maybe Disney needs to market it a little bit better. Like, even if it's just like a voiceover that's like, you've seen the toy, now see the movie that inspired the toy, or something like that.
Yeah.
To kind of really ram it home. I don't know how else you can do it without explicitly doing it. But it's so fucking obvious that this is not the toy. This is not a toy. Other comments are like, why does he look a bit different now? Why does he look like a real person? When's he going to become a toy? It's like, what are you on about? They think it's like an actual prequel.
It's
to
not
like
Toy Story.
It's not Toy Story. It's not Toy Story. It's a movie within a movie. But, hey, it looks fucking cool.
It looks awesome.
It looks very...
when's it out?
Next July.
Oh, I'm going to wait that long for it. 8 months.
Yeah, we've got another Pixar movie in between, which is Turning Red, which was that one with the girl who turns into the big red panda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's first in a couple of months. And then this is this big summer movie next year. It looks very like 70s sci-fi, like Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, maybe even like a little bit of Blade Runner and 2001 A Space Odyssey, all that usual stuff. But it makes sense because if Andy's a kid, how old's Andy in the first Toy Story? Like maybe 8? You'd imagine that he has grown up with a movie that was made in the 70s. Like I was in the 90s, I grew up with the early Star Wars movies. So Andy's grown up with this like 70s, 80s sci-fi film that they made toys and all this kind of shit on. So they've really made it look like it's kind of an early sci-fi film.
Yeah,
and
it
really
looks
cool.
great.
Animation, it's gorgeous.
Really
and everything.
looking forward to that. That looks fantastic.
So I'm really keen to. I wonder how Tim Allen feels. When I first heard about it a year ago, they announced this at the Disney Investor Day. I thought, it sounds really good, but fucking hell, I don't think I was quite expecting this.
No, that looks
very, very
looks
cool.
brilliant.
Very cool.
And I like the little subtle references to Star Wars films too in there.
Yeah. Well, his spaceship looks like an X-Wing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. It's very much infused with that like 70s sci-fi kind of thing. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. That comes out, I'll give you the exact date, June, actually. So you've got a month less to wait for it now. June 17 in the US and the UK and June 16 in Australia. I've done a trailer breakdown for that one, so you can head over to YouTube and check that one out if you want. That video is doing quite well at the moment, actually.
Oh, good.
So there you go.
For a change.
So I'll do a whole lot of Lightyear videos. I'm sure I will absolutely flog this to death, just like I did with Space Jam last year.
Yeah, exactly right.
So this is the big one that you're seeing a shitload of content from me. All right, so I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, so will you be back for that or what?
What do you mean?
Well, will you be back here, home?
You've spoiled the surprise.
What? Oh, shit.
You spoiled the big, the big announcement.
Bloody hell. I knew I'd fuck up somewhere along the line.
Oh, you spoiled the announcement. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
May as well fucking do it here. The big announcement is essentially the borders are open.
Yes.
Australian borders are open. We're free to travel now. So I've got my first flight out of here. I'm leaving in mid-November.
2.5 weeks' time.
Well, I think about 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, it's 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah. 3
as
weeks
of yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm going over to the UK. Separated from my girlfriend for 2 years.
Yep.
So I'm going to see her over there and sort shit out. Very excited about that. I'm going for about 5 months.
Whew.
Yeah, I'll be back early May.
Early May.
So, I'll be back for Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, that's all right.
I have to tell Alicia. Alicia, I have to get back for Buzz Lightyear.
Sorry, Dave. I spoiled that for you.
No, that's fine. That's all right. We had to talk about it anyway. So, yeah, so essentially I'll be away for like 5 months. I'm still working. The channel still goes. The podcast still goes. Obviously, this is a full-time job for me at the moment, so I can't just go over there and fuck around for 5 months and just not do anything. So it'll be business as usual. I'll be over there. This is basically why I bought a new Mac, so I have the fucking superpower that I need to do my editing and the space that I need for my editing. So I'll be over there, just business as usual. I have to get in touch with all my contacts and be I'm still doing the job. I'm still reviewing and still all that stuff. Yep. But I'll just be on the other side of the world. It'll just be like a couple of months temporary thing. Like the good thing is I can still be over there, and I don't know what the deal with screeners is going to be, whether they can still send screeners next year now that cinemas are open. But if they can send me screeners, I can still do them. If not, I'll just pop fucking 5 minutes down the road to the Light Cinema in where I'll be and go and check out the big, obviously the big ones I'll go and see and review them and stuff and interviews and shit. They're always like, I'm talking to people in America anyway.
They're always on Zoom anyway.
Yeah, so it's not going to matter. I can be in England and doing them. And so it's going to be fun. I'm excited to get back over there because I do love it over there, but it is kind of the coronavirus capital of the world at the moment. So I'm a little bit worried about really doing anything about other than staying.
Carry a can of Glen 20 everywhere you
go. But I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good. We're not going to do too much like with big crowds and shit.
No.
But yeah, I'll be back, early April. But until then, everything's going to go as normal.
Early April, late April?
Well, we're saying early April.
Okay, early April.
I'm hoping early April.
Yep.
So, but the podcast will continue. Unless
it's going to be interesting.
It will be. I think we're going to have to do it remotely. But this is the thing that everyone who is running a podcast had to deal with last year. Really?
Yeah, that's right.
Anyone who did a podcast in person had to learn how to do the remote thing. So we'll be doing it where we'll just, we'll both record our
the only
feed.
reason we could do it like this is because we live under the same roof. So.
Well, exactly right. So, we're going to it's going to be, again, this teething process of trying to figure out how to do it a new way again.
Yeah.
And editing it's going to be a little bit more tricky now because I got to drop all the sound effects and stuff in because I won't have the board. I'm not taking the board with me. But, it's going to be interesting. So 3 weeks' time I leave, like mid-November, and there might be a week there's like a hiatus, like we don't do a show.
The week when you go over,
there won't be a show unless we record.
Well, there can't be because you fly out on the Thursday, you get there on
the Friday morning, and there's no way I'm doing a podcast.
And you'll be jet lagged. Like
that might be like 2 weeks.
There'll be 2 or 3 days.
Might be like 2 weeks. Business as usual for you guys out there. You'll never know that I'm not in the country. I'll still be producing the content as per normal, and it will be going out to you. And I'm just going to be in a different country temporarily for a few months. So. A lot of fun.
Spoiled that for you anyway.
Well,
move
along. It is now time. What's that? What's that?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I know what it is.
Yeah, I know what it is.
It's the news.
It's the sting for the news.
It is the sting for the news.
You played it.
I know. Yeah, I did. I pressed the button. Hey, there's a little bit of news this week. Nothing huge, but we can go through it. Dune. I'm still waiting for my screening of Dune to be sent to me from the studio. Let me check my email. Update just now. No emails for Dune. But hey, Dune 2 is coming.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Dune 1.
No, I know. That's what I said. I'm waiting for my invite. It's been out in America for a few weeks, the first Dune, and they've been saying because the director only adapted the first half of the book and had planned to do Dune Part 2, but Warner Brothers was like, it'll depend on how well it does at the box office, and of course, pandemic and all that shit means that this has gone to HBO Max and doesn't really have much of a chance of doing incredibly well at the box office. So then Warner Brothers was like, well, if it does well on HBO Max, we'll let you do a second one. Naturally, it's done very well on HBO Max, and they've announced this week that they're doing a second one. Legendary Pictures took to social media and said, this is only the beginning. Thank you to those who've experienced Dune movies so far, and those who are going in the days and weeks ahead. We're excited to continue the journey. So the director, Denis Villeneuve, gets his second Dune, get to adapt the rest of the book. Which are interesting. Like, we haven't seen the first one, so I can't really say much about it. But it's going to come out on October 20th, 2023, so a couple of years to wait for that. They're saying that it made $40 million at the box office, which is pretty decent. They reckon it's the biggest of Villeneuve's career.
Oh.
There you go. And the biggest opening of the year for Warner Brothers at cinemas. And there's a few quotes there from Warner Brothers and shit, but the gist of it is Dune 2 is happening. So there you go.
There you go.
But we said a while ago...
Of course, got your favourite in there, hasn't it?
Timothée Chalamet. I refuse to fucking call him that. Timothy Chalamet.
Yep.
Timothée Chalamet is in it. And yeah, he's going to be in the sequel as well. So Denis Villeneuve is, of course, returning as the director, and Timothée Chalamet is back to star.
What about Oscar Isaac and Jason Momoa? And
Well, I don't know really the fate of the characters. They haven't mentioned any of them, so it kind of makes me feel like maybe they're dead or something. I don't know. We'll find out when we see the movie in a few weeks, hopefully. I said ages ago, though, that there's no way the second half was not going to happen. There's no way they were not going to let him make it, particularly after what happened with Christopher Nolan. They don't want to fucking piss off.
Screw another one up.
Another one of these big, like, visionary, what would you call them? Like, auteur filmmakers.
Yeah.
They don't want to fuck one of them off again, another one off. So they were always going to be doing Dune 2. There was no question about it. But there you go. Let's talk about Ant-Man 2.
I just want to see the first one.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm waiting. I've got my invite to the Eternals, which we're seeing on Monday.
Awesome.
Very good.
Look forward to that.
We got tickets to No Time to Die, James
Oh,
125.
hanging for that.
That's on Friday. I've got my ticket.
Friday morning?
Friday morning, yeah.
Oh, good.
The Eternals.
Get it out of the
Eternals in the evening, yeah. I've got Last Night in Soho, which is like that horror thriller with Anya Taylor-Joy. I've got that the following Monday, like 3 days before I go away. They were supposed to send me a screener to it, and then they didn't send it. I'm thinking, what's going on? I said to you last week, I said, I reckon they're going to do a screening of it instead. Now the cinemas are open.
Yeah,
yesterday.
sure enough.
Yeah. It's a gold class screening. Ooh. Yeah. Only one ticket for that. So
oh.
There you go. So I'm excited. Anyway, so the next bit of news is about Ant-Man 2. This is coming out soon. They've just started filming it. It's called Ant-Man. Oh, sorry, Ant-Man 3, rather. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Well, it's Ant-Man and the Wasp 2, but Ant-Man 3.
Yep.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. This is being directed by Peyton Reed again, who directed the first two. And Bill Murray has been on the what do you call it? Like the press trail for the new Wes Anderson film called The French Dispatch, which also stars Timothée Chalamet as well. And Murray was asked about, he was on this, there was like a press conference, and Murray was asked about working multiple times with directors like Wes Anderson and Sofia Coppola, Jim Jarmusch, like these kind of auteur indie filmmakers. And he dropped, without thinking, he said, recently I made a Marvel movie. And then it was like apparently just like dead silence, and then he said, I probably won't tell you, but never mind. But he continued on anyway, and basically mentioned that he didn't mention the director by name, Peyton Reed, but he did mention Bring It On, which was a film that Peyton Reed directed back in the day. And Murray mentioned that he was kind of interested in the films that this director had made, such as Bring It On. So he dropped that he'd worked on a Marvel movie with Peyton Reed. So he's basically dropped that he's going to be in Ant-Man 3. And it'll be interesting to see what character he takes on. Some have suggested maybe Ant-Man's father. You can imagine the Bill Murray, Paul Rudd sort of father-son duo.
I don't know.
So, yeah, I'm not...
It'll be interesting to see what he does in it.
But he's the quote from him is, in any case, some people were quite surprised why I decided on such a project, but for me the thing was quite clear. I got to know the director and really liked him very much. He was funny, humble, everything you want from a director. So we'll see what comes of that. Bill Murray has entered the MCU.
Gosh.
Very exciting. We've got another, this is DC-wise, another superhero casting. Brendan Fraser is headed to Gotham City.
Haven't heard from him for a while.
He's having a little bit of a renaissance at the moment. Fraser-sance.
Tarzan.
Yeah. And the Mummy. No, he wasn't Tarzan. He was George of the Jungle.
George of something.
The Mummy, Encino Man. He did so many great films in the 90s. And he's currently filming a movie with Martin Scorsese called Killers of the Flower Moon with Robert De Niro and DiCaprio. So that's going to be interesting. So I think that's really kind of given him a little boost. All of a sudden, now he's being cast in a new Batgirl movie, which is being produced for HBO Max. It's like exclusive HBO Max film. He's going to be starring as a supervillain called Firefly, who I'd never heard of. I'll give you a little picture there. You can check out who this Firefly is. According to Wikipedia, he's a fictional supervillain who appeared in American comic books published by DC Comics. Initially portrayed as a criminal who utilized lighting effects to commit robberies, Firefly was later reimagined as a sociopathic pyromaniac with obsessive compulsion to start fires following the Crisis on Infinite Earths reboot of the DC Universe in the 80s. So he spawned back in the 50s initially. The darker depiction of the character has since endured as one of the superhero Batman's most recurring enemies and belongs to the collective adversaries that make up his central rogues gallery.
Never heard of him.
No, me either.
Never
heard of him. So that'll be interesting. He'll now be in the Batgirl movie played by Brendan Fraser.
Oh.
The Batgirl film, as per the Hollywood Reporter, says it's going to star Leslie Grace as Batgirl. Did I say Bad Girl? I think it's a Bad Girl.
Did you?
Yeah, Batgirl. But it says, because it says here Bad Boys. It's being directed by the Bad Boys for Life filmmakers Adil Al-Alabi and Balal Falah. They're directing from a script by Birds of Prey screenwriter Christina Hodson. So it's going to be interesting to check out.
Yeah, it will be.
Check that one out. That's going to hit HBO Max.
Don't know how Brendan Fraser will go as a villain, but
I think it'll be interesting. He's always been good. He's always been good, though.
Oh, he's been all right.
The Mummy were great films.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah. They were great. People love the Mummy movies.
Yeah. No,
I guarantee they'll have like an 8.
Look, I don't mind him. I've some of the really crappy stuff he's done over the years. I've sort of almost enjoyed. To be honest.
He kind of retired. Really, he had a bit of a hard time.
Yeah, he did. Had a bit of a breakdown.
Because people were giving him a hard time over stuff. And now he's back, which is great. It's great to see him back. We've got one more piece of casting news here. Ryan Gosling is joining the Barbie movie.
Oh, no. What?
Yeah. There's been this Barbie movie that's been floating in Hollywood for a long time. Amy Schumer was supposed to be in it a little while back, and that fell apart. And now they've cast Margot Robbie in the role. It's from Warner Brothers. It's a Warner Brothers film. This is a passage from the Hollywood Reporter. Ryan Gosling is in final negotiations to join Margot Robbie in Warner Brothers' live-action take on Barbie. And Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, the duo known for their quirky and critically loved dramas, wrote the script from the long-gestating project, with Gerwig set to direct. Robbie is starring as Barbie and also producing. Oh, and it's being produced by David Heyman, who is the guy that did the Paddington films and all the Harry Potter movies and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? There's a lot of really good people attached to this that I'm kind of thinking that this might actually be okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to be like a bit of a tongue-in-cheek sort of...
it has to be.
Like you would imagine like Barbie and Ken from Toy Story.
Yeah.
Standout characters of Toy Story 3 particularly. I feel like it's going to be like... Greta Gerwig, she was in that Frances Ha that we watched.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Not long ago. And I believe that was directed by... Was that directed by Noah Baumbach? Yeah. So Baumbach is like one of Wes Anderson's sort of like he's like worked a lot with that Wes Anderson.
Okay.
And so he makes a lot of really weird, quirky movies, and so does Greta Gerwig. He makes this weird Lady Bird. She did, what's it called? Little Women as well. So there's a lot of really good people attached to this. David Heyman is a terrific producer. I don't know, man. I'm keen. My interest has peaked. I'm not going to get excited for a Barbie movie just yet, but I'm interested to follow this.
I don't think it's going to be anything what you think it's going to be.
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be anything like what we're thinking of. Little girls Barbie film.
I feel like it's going to be... Well, I know because Amy Schumer was attached to it. There's no way that's like a kid's film.
Nah.
I feel like they were going to do like a really like... Even like scathing sort of commentary on the sexualization. I don't know. They're going to do something like
There's
that.
going to be a lot of adult content.
It's going to be like an
film.
adult. Yeah.
I can just see it.
Malibu Barbie, partying away.
Yeah.
I'm keen. I'm interested to see what they do with this. It's definitely going to be a comedy, so I don't think but we would imagine Ryan Gosling will be playing Ken.
Yeah, you'd think so.
So there you go. With that, I think we're going to basically round out the show. We've got one question that's coming to us this week. Get your drinks ready. It's coming from our pal Devesh. He's wrote in. He said, "Hey fellas, I do actually have one question for the pod. Have you played any of the Uncharted games, and do you have any thoughts on that trailer? If you haven't, did the trailer make you in any way curious about checking them out? On a separate note, have you played the 2 Last of Us games?" A lot of questions in here, Devesh. Oh, fuck. Personally, I think they're absolutely wonderful, but I struggle to see how it'll work in movie form. While both leads are good, I still struggle to see them as their characters, though the bit with the Scottish dude felt very Nathan Drake. Also, here you go, and then he sent us a bunch of shite all rights. As I'm here, he says, "Congrats on going audio exclusive, though I must admit, listening to my name being read and a drink being immediately drunk while in a train station does keep me on my feet." Take care, fellas. Thanks very much, Devesh.
Thanks, mate.
Now, we have seen the trailer. We're actually going to do it last week in Trailer Trash, but we ran out of time. There's been a bit of a backlash on this. People are saying it doesn't feel like the games. Tom Holland is too young for the character Nathan Drake. He's kind of more like, I guess, 40s, 50-year-old in the games. And Sully, who's the character that Marky Mark, is playing, is like an older, grizzled, 60, 70-year-old guy.
Right.
So it's like kind of like an origin telling of how their partnership started.
Right.
And the leading theory is that Tom Spiderman has been cast in this film because they can keep him around for a little bit longer and they can build up a big franchise. As people who haven't played the games, don't know anything about it though, I quite like the trailer.
I'm undecided.
You're undecided?
I wasn't overly taken by it.
It looks okay. It looks like your standard Marky Mark, Tom Spiderman kind of film.
Tom Spiderman.
Doesn't it, really? It's just stock standard action thing. But there's a lot of people really pissed off about it because it's completely different to the games, apparently. Haven't played them.
Don't know.
Don't really play games like that. I like my Spider-Man and my all those kinds of shit. Just San Andreas. Jeez, that's going back a bit. Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, GTA 4, 5. 5 is... What's the newest one? 5, yeah. Jeez, San Andreas. Fucking hell. It's gone back years.
Mr. Nuts for me.
Mr. Nuts gone back even further. And no, I haven't played either of the Last of Us games. I really want to. Apparently they're very good. I have the first one. I think we got it for free with the PS4. So that's how long it's been sitting there in the shrink wrap. But anyway, thanks so much for sending that one in, Devesh. Fuck. At that. That's all we have time for today. Thanks so much for listening. These podcasts go out every single Monday on all the podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible. Visual elements available to view, well, sort of, on YouTube. That goes out 2 days early to the Patreon supporters at patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under. Those videos are on a second channel, though, so go and hit subscribe and like. And we've almost got the subs up, even though we've lost a few. I think... Let me double check, but I have a feeling, this is probably a bit of dead air now, but I have a feeling that we may have passed the watch time.
On the second channel?
I have a feeling we may have passed the watch time.
Oh, that'll be good.
I've gone to the wrong channel here. Oh no! Oh yeah, we've got enough watch time now to be monetized. We just gotta get the subs up. So get subscribing. Let us monetize the podcast channel, please.
The podcast or the second channel?
That's the podcast channel.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the podcast channel.
Oh, okay.
The podcast videos on the podcast channel. We need 150 more subs. My second channel, the extra channel, is going to be a while off, but I'm nearly up there on the subs. That's actually moving faster than the podcast channel. So there you go. Yeah, I've only got 200 watch hours on the second channel. Watch hours. Anyway, if you want to write on the show, you can tune in at daveleepod@gmail.com. If you're listening on the podcast platforms, please leave a review and a rating.
Only good ones.
They certainly help. YouTube
Shit ones don't.
They don't. YouTube preview a few weeks back. I released my Gossamer evolution and voice evolution from the Looney Tunes. This week, I loaded my breakdown of the Lightyear trailer. Or last week, I loaded my breakdown. If you want to check that one out. This week, I'm going to have my Addams Family evolution up. I teased it a little bit. I wanted two evolutions out this month, but I'm going to crush it. I think I'm going to get it in by Sunday, I think. Ooh. But if not, it might be like a late Halloween. We're going to miss the Halloween, and it'll go into November, and that will be November's evolution. But I will also do another one for November. So we'll either have two this, October or not. I don't know.
You'll have enough time to edit on the plane.
Yeah, I know. Not that one, though. Not that one. That'll be out well and truly by the time on the plane.
No, the next one.
The next one. Yeah, exactly right. So you can check out that. That's going to be... I'm excited about that one. We're going to have my Sopranos review. Many Saints of Newark. We're going to have the Eternals review. No Time to Die. Got my interviews with the Animaniacs cast, including Rob Paulson, Maurice LaMarche, Jess Harnell, and Tress McNeil. And as well as Gabe Swar, who is the executive producer on the show. So it's going to be very exciting to launch them. Of course, these are going to be shared across both the main channel and the extra channel. So head over to Dave Lee Down Under Extra if you want to check out kind of the more niche stuff that I'm doing at the moment. That all goes over there. We did say, should have said at the top of the show, Happy Halloween!
Oh, yes.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween.
Not
that we really celebrated here. But
no, but for everyone out there listening, Happy Halloween. We would have done... Last year we did a Halloween special, but this year we didn't really.
This week Halloween
we considered maybe filming it, but we took one off. We're not going to take 1 week off filming, then go back and film again, then go back to not filming. So you can just picture us sitting here in my free guy costume. That's my Halloween costume. What's your Halloween costume this year?
Birthday suit.
Don't picture that. I'm glad we didn't say that at the beginning of the show, because they would have gone running. Anyway, that's all that we have to go. That's all the time we have for today. So thanks so much for listening.
Thanks,
and we'll
guys.
See you on the next one.
Take care.
Take it
Stay
easy.
safe.